Teacher strike coming up. It's a very good protest. It's got everything here. We have the tent media with the university media, which is over there. You got the media main speech, which is here 4 times a day. The media is over there. These are all the tents where people stay.
But I saw it unfolding on the news and online, and I just knew I had to be here.
I go around the camp, kind of make sure things are running smoothly, because I try to implement some of the military knowledge into that.
I passionately believed in education as a way of solving pretty much all the world's ills.
I'm here because I think it's important that we show that we feel that the system is wrong and it's broken.
My mummy and my daddy wanted to see.
I think it's brilliant, a real solidarity community.
We've got Occupy camps all over the country now, so we are getting bigger.
My name is Akinle Akitunde. I work just around the corner from St. Paul's.
I believe the camp is a challenge to a system which has failed so many people.
I make sure the toilets are clean, and I pay the company that comes to take the waste away every morning.
There are a lot of things that are not being said in Parliament, for instance about the whole current economic meltdown.
I moved into the business arena and got very caught up in I suppose you could say the corporate, the boom in Ireland.
All the world is part of each other. All of us, everywhere, we are part of each other. The plants and the rivers and sun, that's the truth.
There's no violence, there's no problems here, no incidents.
We're just about to start a workshop on democracy.
And they've spent many years renovating St. Paul's. So we check for that kind of stuff and tidy it up, and then we sweep the stairs, ready for the cleaners from St. Paul's. We come here to make it a bit easier for them, because obviously there are a lot more people here in the evening leaving cans and cigarettes around.
One of the things that I found most enlightening was going to the university tent here and listening to some really rather wonderful speakers. Many of them from leading universities and around London and so forth. And it just helped me to sort of understand a lot about what was happening with the economy, and the fact that the kinds of options that we're being sold as being the only options, I mean that isn't in fact the case, that there are lots of different options, and that people in different countries are trying them.
People, that everyone wants to talk to you and know what you know about what they're here doing, and I think it's really positive because it's a real mixture of people as well. You get, some people who have come here, they used to be wearing suits, and they're mixing with people who are living as homeless people now, all for the same reason.
I think definitely the voice of the people are not being heard by the government. The government are working for other people than the people that matter, which is the people that voted them into office. So they need to definitely take note of what they're saying and not just sidetrack them.
Environmentally things have gone wrong, and economically things have gone wrong. Democratically things have gone wrong. In countries that are supposed to be democracies, we don't feel like they're democracies because we don't feel like we have a voice. And even when we vote for a government that said it's going to do certain things, it does other things. So the only way that we can get ourselves heard is to make a really loud shout, and that's what we're doing by being here. We're making a really loud shout, and luckily, partly because of the internet and partly because the time is right, lots of people are listening.
The way I look at it is we have a topical title, which you could call socio-political and economic injustice. Under this, you'll have a lot of subtopics. Pretty much everything that everyone's complaining about would fit into one of these 3 categories. I think the biggest problems we have is the governments are acting outside of the law. The war in Iraq, for example, was completely illegal. I have no idea why Tony Blair and George Bush haven't been convicted of war crimes yet on a national scale. They went to war without a UN mandate, without any evidence, without any agenda. Just basically the way I saw it when I was there myself was they were clearing the way for corporations, financial institutions to get in there and implement whatever plans they had.
I'm here because I think it's important that we show that we feel that the system is wrong.
The systems are what they are. So you get some people working, making a lot of money, using the system that they've given, basically. It's not a fair system, for sure. I don't think most people can justify what they earn in terms of CEO of big companies, but that's the system.
The central banking system itself is part of the core of the problem. If a government borrows money from a bank, then who's in control? If you borrow money from someone, you're indebted to them. But who is them? We don't know that. We don't know who they are. We don't know what their agenda is. All we know is that it's certainly not in the interest of the people wherever you go in the world, and the whole world is under the same system.
People now take the water which rain from the sky and now control it and say it belongs to them, and then make people pay. The land which is free for everybody to trod on, to walk on. Now some people control the land and they want you to pay. So the earth is our house, the land is our house just by itself. Anyone has a right to sleep here or there.
As I'm sitting here making this video, well, you would have companies like GlaxoSmithKline, and their research and development teams would have drugs for your teenagers for shyness, and they have invested millions of pounds over the last 8 years in actually developing those drugs. Every year in the World Psychoanalytic Society, they're waiting for shyness to be a diagnosed disorder, and when it is, you'll bring your 14-year-old daughter to the doctor and she will be giving a drug for shyness, which, you know, I mean, it's a lot of this is more prevalent in the United States, where you have practically 1/3 of the adult population between 18 and 65 on some form of psychotropic medication. So yeah, I mean, that's really where it's at, you know, and you look at a lot of the chaos that's really happening in society as a whole. And a lot of it is down to financial aspects.
And when people get a job and you have a job, don't look at yourself as the individual. Does everybody in your family have a job? Does everyone as a friend have a job? The people that are coming into the world, like the young kids, do they have a job when they go to university or graduate or not?
Ever since, I suppose, the time of Thatcher and Reagan, there's been this sense that the only options are privatisation, cutting of public services, and you know, and deregulation of the financial system. The thing, as far as I understand, I'm not an expert on economics, but the thing that doesn't really fit into this model that's been erected of how the free market ought to work is that the public then bails out, you know, the banks. So, and yet we still seem to be adhering to those policies.
People can talk to their friends, their families, point themselves and other people at all the media coverage that's out there, learn about what's going on, look at the Occupy websites, look at what's going on around the world, look at all the reasons. Don't try and say, but what are you for? Because we're for lots of things. Actually do the research, find out what it's about.
The fish live in the water. They don't live in India or China. So they live in the water. So mankind walk on the land, on the soil. So no need for words like English, African, Italian, Brazilian, Portuguese. No, because it's not exist. It's an illusion. Any other animal don't do this. Only mankind do these things. This is why things are like this. But
it's not something that is just happening in St. Paul's. You know, you go to countries around the world. The media is not doing a good job of actually understanding the issue. I think the media are working for the wrong side of, or they're on the wrong side of the fence, let's say that. So
it's really sad to see how some of us people are suffering, trying to come out of their problem, and it's really, really sad. And everybody really wants love, wants to be healthy, wants to be pure, wants goodness. That's the truth. Everybody, each and everybody, you, me, her, everyone wants this good thing, but we are, you know, we are stingy on one another. So life has become like a game. Like the use of money or economy has now made life like a juggling game where it's like tricks, full of tricks, you know.
We're now part of an event that I think will be a historic event, and it's weird to say that when you're actually in the middle of something. Because it's a global movement, it's not it's not just here in London, it's not just here in the UK, although we've got lots of occupations all over the UK. And it's not just about one issue, it's about saying things have gone badly wrong in a number of areas of our lives, and think for yourself, what are the problems that you're facing, what are the things that you don't like about society, and that's probably the same things that a lot of us don't like. Talk about it, keep raising awareness, keep educating yourself and other people.
Good afternoon, we're the Severed Limb, and the reason we're here today is to warm people up via the medium of dancing. So, if you would like to step onto the dance floor, formerly known as St. Paul's Cathedral Court, and we'll get warm.